So what if I told you that your fitness tracker, the one on your wrist right now, might actually be a better predictor of your future health than some super high-tech sleep lab? Yeah, it's true. The future of sleep science, it's not happening in a sterile clinic somewhere. It's happening right in your own bedroom. Okay, let's dive in.
I mean, just think about that for a second. That picture, it's enough to give anyone a nightmare, right? It honestly feels more like a scene from a sci-fi movie than a way to get a good night's sleep. And for the longest time, that intimidating setup was the reality of sleep research.
But thankfully, that reality is fading, and it is fading fast. We are right in the middle of this massive, massive revolution in how we understand sleep. So welcome to Sleepedia. This is your corner of the internet for all things related to the science of sleep and circadian rhythms. Today, we're going to get right into how this whole revolution is unfolding. Okay, so to really get where we're going, we've got to understand where we've been, right? For decades, sleep research was pretty much stuck inside these very specific, very clinical environments.
The gold standard for all this was a test with a super long name. Get ready for it. Polysomnography, or PSG for short. This is that classic lab test you're probably picturing. It meticulously measures pretty much everything. Your brain waves, your heart rate, your breathing, all night long. And don't get me wrong, it's incredibly accurate, but it has one giant flaw.
And here's the problem. The big one. Nobody, and I mean nobody, sleeps normally like that. Let's be real. You're in a strange bed, you're hooked up to a dozen machines, it's just not your real everyday sleep. And that missing piece of the puzzle? Well, it changes absolutely everything. And this is where the new era begins. This is the exciting part. Instead of making people come to the lab, researchers found this brilliant way to, just bring the lab to the people.
Just look at the difference here. The old way, you had to go to the lab. The new way, the lab comes to you. The old way meant wires and sensors all over you. The new way, we're talking sleek wearables and nearables. And maybe the biggest change of all, you go from one single night of data to continuous real-world data night after night.
And listen, this isn't some futuristic sci-fi stuff. We are literally talking about technology that so many of us already use every single day. Your smartwatch, your Oura Ring, those sensors that you can just slip right under your mattress, even just smartphone apps. This is the new toolkit for modern sleep research.
And this isn't just a theory, it's actually happening right now. For example, a 2025 study was testing a brand new therapy for insomnia, and they did the whole thing remotely. No hospital visits, nothing. Participants just track their sleep and progress from their own beds. It's proof that this model really, truly works out in the real world.
Okay, so I know what the big question is. I know what you're probably thinking. If we're not using those super sensitive, expensive lab machines, how can we be sure the data we're getting from our smartwatches is actually, accurate? Well, the answer, in 2 words, is artificial intelligence.
I mean, it's the question on everyone's mind, isn't it? Can my little fitness tracker really tell the difference between me being in deep sleep and just, lying perfectly still? And for a while, the honest answer was, kinda. Not really, but that has changed, and I mean changed dramatically. Just take a look at this number, 89%. A massive review from 2024 found that AI algorithms can now detect something as serious as sleep apnea from wearable data with 89% accuracy. That is so close to the clinical gold standard, but without any of the hassle. So how is this even possible? Well, it's because of something called digital phenotyping. I know, it's a fancy term, but the idea behind it is actually pretty simple. The AI isn't just like counting how many hours you slept. No, it's analyzing thousands and thousands of tiny little data points. Your heart rate variability, your breathing patterns, even your skin temperature. And it uses all that to build a highly accurate digital twin of your personal sleep profile. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so the accuracy part is amazing, for sure. But the true power of this whole new method is in the kind of data it collects. It's about what happens when you get out of the lab and into the messy, complicated real world.
You know, scientists actually have a term for this. They call it ecological validity. It sounds complicated, but all it really means is getting results that actually reflect real life, not just what happens in some perfect, controlled, totally artificial lab environment.
And this is exactly what a sterile lab just can't measure. Think about it. Your neighbor's dog that starts barking at 3 a.m., your partner snoring, that stress you're carrying from a really tough day at work, or even just that last 5 minutes you spent scrolling on your phone in bed. These are the things that actually shape our sleep.
And you know what? The stakes here are incredibly high. Some recent findings showed that tracking these real-world broken sleep patterns over weeks, it's a better predictor of future Alzheimer's risk than a single perfect night in a lab could ever hope to be. We're talking about way more than just feeling a little tired the next day. So it's pretty clear, right? Your bedroom is the new frontier of sleep science. But what does that future actually look like? I mean, it's not without its challenges for sure, but the potential here is just enormous. Now, of course, it's not a perfect system, not yet. We definitely have to tackle the digital divide. We need to make sure this data represents everyone, not just people who can afford the latest tech. And data privacy, that's a huge one. Plus, there's this weird thing called the Hawthorne effect, where people act differently just because they know they're being watched. Even at home, it's a really complex puzzle to solve. But the payoff for solving it is, wow, it is so worth it. This research is paving the way for truly personalized medicine. Just imagine getting a sleep plan that's not based on generic advice, but on your specific body, your unique response to stress. It's helping us develop safer, non-addictive sleep aids, and it's creating something called digital therapeutics, basically apps that are scientifically proven to work just like medicine. And this can even help you out at the store. A recent trial on a botanical supplement used this exact remote method to figure out if it actually worked or if it was just a placebo. So this kind of research holds products accountable. It literally protects your health and your wallet. So, yeah, the days of having to feel like a human pincushion just to understand your own sleep, they're fading away. The whole way we think about this is shifting. From something inconvenient and uncomfortable to something that's empowering and actually easy. The lab has officially moved into our homes. Your bed, it's now a source of incredibly powerful scientific data. And that really just leaves us with one exciting final question, doesn't it? What incredible new discoveries about our health, about aging, and about the human mind are we going to uncover next?